As teachers, we know the challenge of working in classrooms where the social worlds of our students have been changing at an extraordinary pace. We cannot underestimate these changes and need to respond through innovative teaching. There are many new approaches to literacy, among which is a multiliteracy pedagogy. This expression was first used by the New London Group in 1996, when the group offered an argument in three components. Firstly, why? Why shift from traditional literacy to multiliteracies? Because of the dramatic social transformation that has occurred. On one hand, we are in an era of increasing cultural diversity and global connectedness. On the other, communication technology and multimedia have evolved significantly such that meaning is made in increasingly multimodal ways. In this scenario, what do students need to learn? Firstly, design, which substitutes grammar because it is no longer enough to focus solely on the standard rules of a national language. The second and consequent concept is multimodality, where written and linguistic modes of meaning interface with oral, visual, audio, gestural, tactile, and spatial patterns of meanings. How can we do this? Through an integrated pedagogical framework of 4 components or knowledge processes. The 4 components should be all satisfied within every unit of work. An important point is that these components do not constitute a linear hierarchy, nor do they represent stages, situated practice, or experiencing. It means to ground our planning in the existing knowledge, interests, and needs of our students. This aligns with the Australian curriculum that states, teachers need to develop programs designed to build on current learning. Examples of teaching strategies to build upon prior knowledge are brainstorming, pre-reading question, KWL charts. To build upon community background and personal interests, we may use show and tell, text familiar to students like magazines, YouTube, popular movies, or books. Overt instruction or conceptualizing. We may say that this is the more traditional component, in that it consists of the intervention and scaffolding teachers use to achieve overall outcomes. However, according to the multiliteracy approach, we need to look at the elements that produce meanings in each one of the modes we address, with the same rigor we do with written literacy. Aside from frontal lessons, overt instruction includes also online programs and group work. Examples of strategies may include concept maps and keywords identification. Both help students to work from specific information to general concepts. This is particularly important when students need to draw a cohesive message from a website, which may be difficult. Critical framing or analyzing. Critical analysis of text is important, as no text is neutral, but expresses the author's interests and perspectives. The Australian curriculum states that students develop personal and social capability as they learn to understand themselves and others. By implementing critical framing, we may help students become active citizens. Teaching strategies may include read comprehensions, where questions can highlight stereotypes, cultural aspects, and interests explicit or implied in text. Creation of critical questions by students. This is a complex task that requires critical thinking and may lead to a deeper understanding. Teachers can also raise questions about the claims made by text and ask students to search for evidence to support and negate these claims. Students could also reconstruct text to change the point of view of purpose. Transform practice or applying. This is the phase where students apply what they have learned and transfer meaning making to other contexts. Ideally, they should showcase their new knowledge for a real audience. For example, language students could design a canteen menu or a school brochure for new students. All these activities are like tiles of a mosaic. We should see ourselves as designers of learning who carefully use these different tiles to support our students to interpret, use, and create patterns of meaning.